Still just a few months away from the Formula One racetrack opening. This weekend, you can check out everything that deals with F1 over at the Austin Convention Center with the Formula One Expo. Kate Whitehall is out there live with a preview and having some fun. Good morning.
I am, Sally. I've learned so much this morning just about Formula One. And it's going to get you so excited for the races when they happen in November. Now, they're still getting set up out here because it starts tomorrow, but so many cool things you're going to be able to check out. I want to introduce you to Bud Moeller. He is with the historic Grand Prix. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing great. So tell me about these cars behind us.
Well, this is the world's fastest rolling museum. This is historic Formula One cars from the 70s and 80s, and we race about 8 times a year around North America. They're the same cars that race today. A lot of the same teams show up. We've got Lotus, we've got Ferrari, we've got McLaren. Those are going to be all familiar names if people are watching the show or come here to the expo. But these are the cars that raced back in the day.
And we're actually going to see you guys race when we have our Formula One races here in November, right?
Yes, we'll be one of the support races, and we're a great connection between the old cars of the day and the history of the time with today's cars.
All right, so tell me, give me the comparison between these old cars and then the newer ones that we've been seeing.
Well, there's a big change in technology that's taken place in the last 30 or 40 years. These cars are fiberglass, and fiberglass is a pretty lightweight but also pretty weak material. Today's cars are carbon fiber. They're very strong, stronger than steel. So, you just think about that as a difference, and there's a big difference in driver safety. Add to that difference in braking, aerodynamics, tire compounds. Today's cars are rocket ships compared to these.
And what about speed?
Well, these cars will go over 200 miles an hour just like the modern cars will. But the new ones will corner a little bit better, accelerate a little bit better. They have about 800 horsepower. These have about 500. Now, 500 doesn't sound like a lot. You can buy a Mustang today that has 500 horsepower. But these cars only weigh 1,000 pounds. So you've got 5 times power to weight, 500 horsepower per 1,000 pounds, 0 to 100 miles an hour in about 3.5 seconds.
Wow. And you were mentioning about cornering, what it feels like. Describe when you're going that fast, what it feels like.
Well, these cars corner like they're on rails. The fastest street car, you want to get in one of these street Ferraris or something like that, you'll corner at about 1 times the force of gravity. So if you're a 200-pound person, it's like a 200-pound person pushing you into the side of the door. These cars will corner at 3 to 4 times the force of gravity. And the new cars will corner at 4 to 5. When you hit the brakes in a modern car, it's like 5 times the force of gravity. Actually, your eyeballs bulge out and tear up. I've had times where tears have flicked onto my visor on the inside of my helmet.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. What about cost though? Because this is a big expense with F1.
Well, Formula One is probably the most expensive form of motor racing in the world. Most Americans will know NASCAR, right? So if you want to run a NASCAR car for an entire year, it's about a $10 million program. NASCAR has 40-something cars in the field, so the entire NASCAR show, if you wanted to own every car, every driver, go to every race, it's about $450 million to have the whole show. Ferrari alone, on their 2 cars last year, spent over $500 million.
Wow, it's just an amazing amount of money, and it's so cool. So we'll be able to see you guys in November, but to see everything this weekend, we can see you beginning Saturday out here. Awesome. Bud Moeller, thank you so much with the Historic Grand Prix. We really appreciate you being with us this morning. And there are lots of cars, as you can see, that you're going to be able to check out this weekend. Not only the historic ones, but also the regular F1 cars taking place Saturday and Sunday here at the Austin Convention Center for the Formula One Expo. Tickets $15 beforehand, $20 at the door. But Sally, so many cool things. He actually said one of my favorite Pretty Woman references, it corners like it's on rails. I love that movie. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, that expo is probably the closest I'm ever going to get to a car like that.
I know. And it's so neat to be able to see up close and personal, because the one thing that I noticed that I didn't really think about is how small you have to be able to fit into these cars. The slot that holds you in, it's tiny. And it makes sense to be a small person because, just like Bud had mentioned, the force that it's going to be against you when you're cornering. Wow.
I know. That fast in 3.5 seconds. All right, yeah. Kate Whitehall live at the Austin Convention Center. Thank you so much for that. Let's head over to Natalie.